Hello and welcome to my studio journal. Now back in 2022, I started to redesign my home studio, shifting from software to hardware for the first time. What began as a few videos for some curious students soon became an ongoing unfiltered record. So today is day 4. Already, just looking at this desk, the problem that I have is this far speaker over here. That one has a ground loop issue. This one has just started giving out this hiss. How much I chase the distortion or the problems in this system is going to depend on whether or not I can get that monitor repaired. If not, there's no point in getting all that solved to find out I have to get a different set of monitors for here. So what I'm going to do is start labeling everything, hooking everything up, and then I'll make those tough decisions as I go on a little bit later on. How this system gets set up is that the two speakers run into the sub that's located underneath the desk, and that sub then has to run into the monitor switch that's on the media bridge of the main desk. So I'm doing things a little differently this time than I've done in the past. I have used these before, but always get more of these things. They're just Velcro zip ties, more or less, that will be able to bundle cables together, and that'll be great. I've never used these things before, kind of like clips for underneath the desk that you can run cables through, and they seem to be pretty wide, so we'll see how that works. But I'm thinking this time, instead of running all of the cables through one tray, I'm going to actually separate them underneath the desk, so they're going to be really easy to change. So for instance, when I take in that monitor, I'll be able to just literally isolate that cable and pull that cable out. The last thing I got is 600 of these. These are labels. They wrap around, they fold up, and all that sort of stuff, and you can write the name of the cord. So once again, I'm going to be doing this for all the cables, all the cords underneath the desk. So there's going to be lots of cables running just from the monitor system alone, let alone from any of the other, like the USB stuff that has to be hooked up. So I have the two monitors connected to the subwoofer. I have the subwoofer connected. Oh, I don't. See, that was the problem. I went to connect the subwoofer to the monitor switch. Turns out that the speaker has this type of cable to it. That's the speaker. But the problem is this cable has to connect to it. The good news is they make adapters for everything. Then I had to halt everything there while I went and picked up this adapter. Now this adapter is a male-to-male XLR cable adapter. So in other words, it has the prongs on that side, it has the prongs on this side. So now I should be able to connect the speakers to the monitor switch without any sort of problems. So the problem was I couldn't get these two things to connect here. So with this particular adapter, I should be able to push that adapter into there, and then I should be able to connect this audio cable into that, and then we should be, if I can actually get it in there. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, so now we should be good to go with that, and that should be delivering all the audio that we need to where we need it. So just a quick look at underneath the desk here. All of these cables right here, the ones that are running off into the tray at the bottom here, all those are the power cords from the KRK monitors. The rest up here are running through the clips, and those are the audio cables. So I'm keeping the audio cables separate from the power cables because that's, well, the best that can be done in the circumstance. Okay, so you can see how these cords start to add up after a while. I mean, even just with the two computer monitors and the computer itself, that's what, 5 cords right there that now I have to try and get rid of. There's a slight change of plan. Originally I was going to deal with all the cords that were coming off the computer monitors and the computer cord itself, but I'm always tripping over these cords then that are on my desk. I figure I may as well get rid of those first. And these are just fun lights that go underneath the desk just to kind of light up the area a little bit. Makes the place look like there's perhaps a little bit more room. But in doing so, the way I had my other system set up was that the lights were attached to the monitors. So if I said monitors to come on, well, the monitors and lights would come on. But if I wanted these lights on, I couldn't have them on separately. So I don't even know how you pronounce this, trad-free. It's another thing from IKEA. It's one of those smart hub things, or I should say a smart outlet. So what I'm going to do is hook the lights up to this. So I'm going to be able to just give one command for all the lights to come on in the studio, and all the lights will come on in the studio. So no matter where I'm working, I don't have to have the monitors running in order to have the lights going. I think that's going to make a big difference, and also get rid of these cords on the desk for right now. So I was at home not very long before I realized I need double-edged tape, so now off to Home Depot to get some double-edged tape like that, so now I should be all set to mount those lights under the desk. Probably everybody but me has tried this, but this is what I'm doing this time, which I've never done before. Instead of trying to deal with all of those cords underneath the media bridge here, what I'm doing is I'm actually just dealing with them behind the monitor. That also means if I have to move something, I have a lot of extra extension I need on the monitor. Then I just undo the zip ties and I can pull the monitors anywhere basically I need them. Okay, with the monitors back in place, it seems to be pretty neat back there. Just dealing with the cords behind the monitors rather than underneath the media bridge. And also it frees up more space under here because there's more cords that go underneath the media bridge as well. Everything here is wired in. The monitors are working, both the video and audio. The machine is all ready to go. The USB hubs, everything except for the MIDI interface is ready to go. And that has to be brought over from the piano back here. These are the cables right here. So I'm going to be using, of course, balanced cables to connect the audio interface, which is sitting on top of the filing cabinet here, just underneath the desk. Those cords then have to be run from the audio interface up into the monitor switch. Then we'll actually see if any of this works. And then it's on to this piano area here, which only has to have the Ethernet run over and that MIDI cable. And then these two walls are actually all finished, except for dealing with that crazy little problem with the speaker that I got here. Other than that, it's getting closer. So I just thought I'd show you a quick look underneath the desk. There's really not that much of a mess back here. All the cords are more or less in line, all doing their own thing. I got basically all audio cables up towards the top there. It's probably gone out of focus by now, but hey, all the audio cords up there, all the power cords kind of running down the center, keeping them as separate as I can. Also, like doing things like that where I'm looping the cord. I'm trying to keep things as loose as possible so they don't generate any heat. This is like 2 a.m. at the end of day. I think it's day 4. I'm starting to lose track of the days here. So this whole wall has been done. All the piano has been wired up MIDI-wise to the main desk, and the cameras have been put through. The printer has been hooked up. We had a small ground loop issue with that speaker, which was handled with this ground loop eliminator thing right here, which that worked out pretty well. There's still a little bit of a sound, but not too much. All the speakers are a go, and all the Native Instruments stuff is hooked up, as well as the audio interface and the MIDI interface, which is sitting off there as well. So, good day today, so a lot of stuff yet to do. I still have to hook up the mic. I haven't hooked up the mic over there yet. And so once I do that, then this desk will be ready, and then tomorrow I'm hopefully going to get onto the second production desk and maybe the synth wall. If you'd like to follow the full journey, check out my online studio journal linked in the description. Until next time, I'm just a music teacher having fun. Catch you on the next one.